were talking about this morning as well, that in 20 years from now, do we find those Kansas City Chiefs who were kind of, it was spawned now in the last 5 years or so, or even now with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, like it was with the Cowboys in the 70s, Packers in the 60s. A lot of our fan bases are based off what happened in the 70s or the 60s. Steelers, Cowboys, Packers, Niners.
Right.
And now you have the Kansas City Chiefs. The Patriots were never America's team.
No.
Boston's team, but never America's team. But is Kansas City capable of being America's team?
Well, I think part of it is how are you looked at? Are you looked at as somebody you want to see beaten, or are you looking at like, I like these people? Bill, doing his press conferences, he wasn't endearing himself to anybody. Tom was doing it the Bill Belichick way and not saying anything until he got to Tampa Bay, and then all of a sudden he broke out a little bit. Who doesn't love Andy Reid? By the way, Andy's not getting enough talk either. This guy's walking straight into the Hall of Fame as well for what he's doing. Mahomes is fun. Travis Kelce has always been fun, and now the whole Taylor Swift thing as well. They're kind of a fun team to follow, but Dan, you know this. We've been doing this a long time. You love a team on the rise and when they're at the top for a little bit, yes. And then, man, you want to see darts thrown at them. You want to see them come crashing down.
It's like when you have your favorite band. I remember seeing them at Toad's Place, and then all of a sudden you're like, they're playing the Garden. I hate them now.
Exactly. So I think, but I do think they are really likable right now, even lovable to a point, especially the whole Taylor Swift thing is added in there. I've been so disgusted with our football people who have had a problem with that. I'm just like, God, leave it alone.
Why do people have a problem?
I have no idea. Do you remember when Jessica Simpson was shown all the time when she was dating Tony Romo? We never heard any of this.
She wasn't shown nearly enough.
No. There you go.
We also did hear a lot of this back then, by the way. People have never, the knuckle-dragging football crowd has never really liked women invading their space in any meaningful way.
Didn't they go to Cancun at
but
one
see,
point?
that
It was a huge
right.
scandal.
Yes.
He's not focused on the game.
But that was the quarterback of the Cowboys going to Cancun, and he cost the Cowboys, in their mind. Your mind should be on football. Taylor doesn't show up and say, hey, I haven't been on camera in a while.
Exactly.
CBS shows Robert Kraft a couple of times every game. Or Jerry Jones every game.
And are we really better off for that?
I don't need to see them.
No. Exactly. And by the way, for everybody out there, Travis Kelce's numbers with Taylor there are better than his numbers without Taylor there, okay?
Taylor plus minus.
Just so we set that up instead of people saying, oh, she shows up and Travis plays bad. No, he doesn't, though he did have 2 drops in the last game.
Where do you stand on this as we move? She might be a villain here if Kansas City loses.
She was when they went to Baltimore, too. That was finally the fan base that was like, oh, yeah, no, we're going to throw rocks at this whole situation, which I get. It's this point in the postseason. They are the team. And to Dad's point about what they're going to represent to a lot of people. I don't know if we're going to get to a point where anyone can really be America's team anymore because everyone's so exposed now. For these guys, theirs is different because he's transcended. Sports stories you guys have seen break contain at some point. When you start to see him talked about on GMA and the shows that are outside of our bubble, they've broken contain both with this relationship and with that combination of in a helmet sport, Travis has been one of the guys whose face you've gotten to know because of the podcast, because of the relationship. And so they've got a chance to reach more casual eyeballs than most. But I think because everyone's so exposed and because these guys are now the stopper on top of a conference for a lot of people, i.e. Buffalo, whose happiness is being really affected by the fact that Patrick Mahomes and these Chiefs exist.